The recent big recall of infant formula is raising new questions about how these products are regulated and, more importantly, their safety. Jennifer Kraus is here to explain this morning. And Jennifer, this sounds pretty serious.
It really is, Amy, especially if you are the parent of an infant, a newborn, because you can't feed these babies cow's milk yet. It's either breast milk or infant formula. A lot of people count on this formula. They expect it to be safe. Federal regulators and inspectors are supposed to make sure that it's safe. But here's the thing, that manufacturing plant that made this recalled formula had a long history of safety violations, and some want to know, why was it still open? On top of that, babies were getting sick, and it wasn't until a baby actually died that the company finally issued a recall for this formula. So now some are asking, what took so long?
If you're a parent shopping for baby formula, you may be noticing nearly empty store shelves or signs maxing out how much you can buy.
Formula is tough to find right now because of recent recalls that were announced by the manufacturer Abbott Nutrition, which makes very popular brands like Similac, Alimentum, and Elecare.
The recalls come after at least 2 infant deaths and several illnesses were potentially tied to formula. The cases involved extremely dangerous bacteria called Chronobacter sakazaki and Salmonella Newport.
Chronobacter is extremely dangerous. It has a mortality rate as high as 80% in infants.
But shockingly, Consumer Reports found that the Food and Drug Administration knew about problems at the Abbott plant in Michigan back in September, where the recalled products were manufactured.
The FDA didn't warn consumers about Abbott's infant formula until it conducted a follow-up inspection last month. And we still don't know why.
As a result, there are now serious questions being raised by members of Congress about the agency's ability to regulate the infant formula marketplace. Consumer Reports Director of Food Policy, Brian Ronholm, has questions as well.
I think what's especially disturbing is that the FDA hasn't been forthcoming. So ultimately, it's not surprising that it would get the attention of a key lawmaker in Congress who would try and set up some sort of investigation to scrutinize the agency's actions.
The FDA has so far declined to answer questions from Consumer Reports about why an inspector was at the facility last fall and what they knew at the time. After the second recall, Abbott said this case is under investigation, and at this time, the cause of the infant's Chronobacter sakazaki infection has not been determined. Abbott has not made a full list of recalled products available to the public. Consumers will need to use a lookup tool on the company's website to find out if they have a product that is part of the recall.
Now, if you bought any of the recalled products using SNAP benefits, you may be able to exchange it for products that are not typically covered under the program. Check with the store where you normally get your infant formula for more information. And if you have questions about the recall and which products specifically are covered, as you just heard, the company has set up a website. It's similacrecall.com. That's SIMILAC recall.com.